You know what I've realized about procrastination videos on YouTube? You're watching them to procrastinate. Oh, did you ever think about that? Definitely.
A better you starts today.
Well, it was a unique insight for me. Shut up. There's this great Reddit thread called, I don't know, Healthy Gamer GG. Look, unlike most of the Reddit threads where people are constantly, I don't know, when they're asking for advice, it's, I'm like too good of a person. So, how do I get better at saying no? It's, as everyone always says, Reddit should just be renamed low functioning narcissists. But this particular community seems to be pretty alright. Anyway, this guy writes, I've recently been feeling really stressed. I don't feel stressed at all. Look at this fucking mad island. I'm gonna go for a swim afterwards, cunt. It's because I have so many big exams this month. Uni troubles. Oh, isn't it amazing that everybody just cares about procrastination when they're in university? And then after that, I guess that's just my life. One long procrastination until I cark it. I really wish that I could study like every normal person. Now, this is a problem. This is a huge problem. Everybody always thinks when you're in a high-pressure environment that everybody is doing better than them. It is a weird little bias in everybody's life. It's an incredible thing. When you ask somebody, how intelligent are you? They're always going to go, like way above average. Like I'm probably got 160 IQ. Like I know that it came in and I had an IQ of 90, but I think that because the test was racially biased, you know, like they'll always have some excuse for it. But then when it comes to, how hard working are you, which is the thing that you should have like a big ego on. A lot of the time, you're always going to be thinking everybody else is working harder than me. Fuck. Time to wank again. That's usually what happens. So anyway, just so you know, buddy, like when you say like, I wish I could study like everybody else, everyone else is playing fucking StarCraft 2 if you're in South Korea. I don't know if anybody plays that anymore. Most of the time, I tell myself that I have to study, and I freeze and do nothing because of the possibility that I might fail in the exam anyway. We are going to reread that sentence because that is so important. That this is something that they've probably just slipped by. Like they're kind of like half aware of what they just said there. But that is brilliant. That is the core of procrastination. We'll say it one more time. I tell myself that I have to study. I just freeze and do nothing because of the possibility that I might fail in the exam anyway. We'll get back to that. Today, I studied for an exam I have tomorrow in biotechnology. Oh my God, look at these fucking little Indian nerds on this one. It's incredible. Look at biotech. I don't even know what that is. Are you making cyborgs or not? It made me a little bit more calm, but still, I'm dealing with a lot of stress, and I feel my pessimic views are controlling me. Perhaps. Anyway, I probably should have just stopped at that last sentence because that was the real one. Like the rest of this, honestly, this is called, all right. When people always say, well, if you just start the thing that you're procrastinating on, then you will immediately feel better. And that is absolutely true. But let's just think about what is the psychology behind it? What is stopping you from procrastinating? Have you ever thought about that? Because this guy summed it up in a sentence. And I don't think that he's really figured this out. But what he is saying is, he freezes and does nothing because of the possibility that he might fail in the exam anyway. What is procrastination linked to? Every time, without a doubt. Come on, say it. Say it at home while you're on your laptop. Just, can you be involved in this, please? I feel like this is very one way. Failure. Procrastination is always linked to failure. And always linked to failure in something that you personally think is going to be bad if you fail in it. For instance, if you fail at tying your shoelaces, do you think that that's going to hurt your ego? It probably should, because if you're watching this right now, you're comprehending what I'm saying to you, and you can't figure out how to tie shoe. Holy shit, you're such a fucking idiot. But otherwise, not just that, everything else that you fail at frequently, that you have no idea that you're failing at, you're probably just failing at your relationship right now. Oh, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but yeah, probably. I mean, there's very high divorce rates. So you're probably failing at that. You're probably failing at not getting the most efficient fuel in your car, which is, let's be honest, far more important than your most loved relationships. I mean, in this day and age with this economy, but also on top of that, I don't like getting ripped off at the Bowser. That's why I still watch Channel 9 News for the updates of cheapest petrol that day, and then hope that it's the same the next day, and it never is. Yeah, you're failing at a lot of things right now, but the thing that you are procrastinating on is the thing that you care about, the thing that you think that is very important to your future, and for whatever reason, you don't have the confidence that you can complete that task to a good degree. Let's see what happens now. Right now. Let's do this. Let me just ask you a hypothetical. If the thing that you're procrastinating on didn't mean shit to you, how would that make you feel about procrastinating? How? Pretty fucking dog shit, right? There's also the element of, oh, it's a chore, but you still end up doing your chores when you're procrastinating. Isn't that odd? A lot of the time when I'm procrastinating for writing, I just go, oh, well, the house is just so dirty. And let's be honest, it is, because I'm a little piggy. I'm a little piggy man. So it is always dirty, but that's probably the only time that I ever do clean is when I'm sitting there and just being like, all right, I've got to write my stand-up show for the year. Are those curtains a little bit misaligned? It happens every time. Is the curtains being misaligned anywhere near as important as me spending that exact same amount of time on my next stand-up show? Why am I procrastinating on the stand-up show? Because it's my pinnacle, most raison d'etre important thing in the world, which is being in front of an audience and making sure that that audience loves me. Like, so if I don't get that, then I feel like a massive failure. Like, I hate the feeling of bombing. Who'd have guessed? Being socially rejected in front of hundreds of people that paid for you at the same time. That is a terrible feeling. So I try and reduce that as much as possible by working on it. But even when I do that, a lot of the time I am not. A lot of the time I just all of a sudden realize, hey, I've never watched One Piece before. That's what happens. We all do it. And why? Because the task that we are procrastinating on, ironically, we know is going to fulfill our dreams and is the most important task that we should be doing on. And we are scared of it. We are scared of it because we think that we are going to fail at it. But as this guy points out, if you don't do it, you are guaranteeing failure at it. More so, if you fail at whatever you're doing, it's not like this guy, what was it again? Biohacking, biomedics, biobiology, one of those. Do you think that making cyborgs? Do you think that if he fails the making cyborgs exam, some cyborg is going to walk in and just being like, you are inefficient biological material? I mean, I hope that fucking happens to you. I really fucking right in the eyes. But it's not going to happen. What is going to happen? Life is an infinite game. You can do it again if you really want to, or you can realize, oh, that's not really for me. So, is there really ever a point where you fail in life? No. The only time that you ever do fail is when you personally decide to give up. Until then, you can keep banging your head against the wall for the rest, but you're still in the game. You're still in the game even if you're making the same mistakes over and over again. So this idea that you have in your head of failure, everybody's going to point and laugh at you and you're going to work, and for some reason your pants are going to fall down because you're such a failure. I don't know, you'll just lose so much body mass that'll happen. That's what's going on in your head. When you are procrastinating, it is always linked to a fear of failure, but guess what? You're failing a lot of things at the moment. You are just scared of failing at this one because you have linked in your stupid fucking mind that is going to be the thing that is going to skyrocket you to success. And so if you do procrastinate on it, you never have to prove to yourself that you're a failure. And so that you can always go back to isn't this insidious? You can always go back to this little excuse in your head. Well, the reason that I'm failing in this thing that I really, really want is because I just procrastinate a lot. I'm just really lazy. Why? It's a coping mechanism. It's a way of cushioning the reality in your head that you could have failed at the thing that you wanted. And instead of just facing that rejection, which again, always, I need you to write this quote down. It is one of the most profound quotes ever made, which is sorry. Failure weighs an ounce. Regret weighs a ton. You are putting off this feeling, and you can have this little nice little fantasy world reality that you have constructed in your head that, oh, well, I just failed. I mean, the only reason that I failed is because I didn't apply myself. So you can go back and look at the past and have that filter over it. And that might make you feel a little bit better in the moment. But over the general trajectory of your life, you deep down know that you didn't fucking apply yourself. And it wasn't because you have some sort of genetic coding in you that makes you 55% slug. Maybe it is actually the DNA, but whatever, like just 56% slug, more sluggish than the rest of us. It is the fear that you have of failing at the thing that you want, and so you never even try. You never even try because that, you think, as a weird little deception in your mind, is going to feel better. Well, I'm here to tell you it doesn't. I've got regrets. They weigh tons. And they are always linked to me thinking of excuses for not acting. For not acting because I'm scared of this ubiquitous failure. Now, because I've consumed so much self-help in my life, which is definitely what you should be doing now. You should be signing up to Jordan Shanks for just a price of a can of Coke. And if you really want to go nuts and have an extra 3 videos, you can, for the price of like less than a Vietnamese banh mi roll these days, fuck me, it's cheap, you will be nourished in the head. You will have somebody sitting there telling you all of these steps, constantly pushing them in your mind, these ideas all the time, so that you brainwash yourself into having a more success-oriented mindset. And look, these inverted commas, I don't know why I'm using this defense. It doesn't require the defense, damn it. That's just what happens. You do just become more successful if people are always talking about the successful traits that you should be following because you identify them in your life and think, oh, I'm procrastinating. Why am I procrastinating? Because I'm scared of what I'm about to do. How do I reduce that fear? Ask yourself the question, what if I wasn't scared about it? Would I continue on with it now? Yes, you would. Because do you ever procrastinate on something that you think is going to be exciting? Do you ever procrastinate on something that you think is going to be fun? No. Even if it's low-level fun. Even if it's just like, oh, beating off. You won't procrastinate on beating off. You should. That's the thing that you should be very fucking scared of beating off. You shouldn't be scared of studying, especially because, as the Navy SEALs say, I love this quote. I say it all the time, the more you sweat, the less you bleed. The more you sweat, the less you bleed. So ironically, you study at it, obviously you're going to have a way higher chance of passing. And you're just exercising your brain. It is all ups for doing it. The only reason that you're not doing it is so you can give yourself the excuse that I failed because I was procrastinating. That's what you're doing. You're kind of just procrastinating on the feeling of, but over the vast majority of your life, I'm telling you, this feeling feels way worse. Especially because it starts becoming a habit. It starts becoming the way that you go through life, is just procrastinating on the things that you need to do that are important and necessary. And so always, when we are going to do something that we need to do, I'm telling you now, it's called pre-priming. Talk about it all the time. You sit there and you think about why it's exciting that you are doing the thing that you are procrastinating on. Why you are looking forward to it. Because what you are doing now is avoiding it. You want to be filling your heads with why you want to be rushing towards this. You want to be filling your head with the idea that, congratulations, you're the greatest cyborg creator of all time and you made Skynet, you fuck. Fuck you. You want to have that running through your mind. You also want to have me running through your mind all the time. So make sure that you sign up to Jordan Shanks so I can give you the coaching that you deserve. That you fucking deserve. And even if you're a university student, you can afford it. It is so much cheaper than any other life coach out there, and it's way better. That's my guarantee to you. From me.